I know what you're thinking. I can see it on your face. I'm too fat for hair this sexy. I look like a heartthrob whose heart throbs. That's right. That's what I look like. Speaking of hearts throbbing, I did a show recently, and I left with some audience members, and I did a bunch of cocaine afterwards. Wrong reaction. No. This is not a cocaine body. You don't put coke in a body like this. You put coke in a body like this, and David Spade loses his best friend. That's what happens. And his box office returns never recover. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. No. I'm a pothead, right? I'm a pothead, and I was doing cocaine with these coke heads. Bad idea, because I just like to be part of the rotation, and it just kept going around and around and around and around. Did an exorbitant amount of cocaine, way too much cocaine. I don't know how much I did, because I don't know cocaine measurements. I only know fat boy measurements. So I would say I did enough cocaine to powder one donut. About... One powdered donut of cocaine, please. That is all my fat heart can handle tonight. I don't want to develop too many problems with any other drugs. I know I have a problem with weed because I run out of groceries before I run out of weed. Anyone else? There's nothing quite like having the munchies in a fridge full of condiments, right? Like, for example, if I make a pesto and salsa sandwich, is that Mexican-Italian fusion? Is that how cooking works? I put it on sourdough and popped an avocado on. I'm white. That's how we do it. Voila. Slowing down on the drugs, I'm slowing down on my drinking. I'm trying not to drink so much because I'm worried. Like, if you stop drinking and you get that chip, when it lands in your hand, does your Alec Baldwin booze head shrink? Is that how? Like, I'm worried about the booze head, right? Like you don't want the booze head. Like, my question is, if you're done with alcohol, does it shrink, or are you doomed forever like those poor Gushers kids? Like, how does it work? My friend liked daiquiris, and now she's a strawberry. Like, how does it? I understand how that works. I don't want to get caught drinking and driving. That's a bad thing. You don't want to do that. You also don't want to get caught getting roadhead. Anyone gotten caught getting roadhead before? The guy was in a semi. The guy was in a semi-truck, right? Semi-truck. He had a higher vantage point. And how do you react to getting roadhead and getting caught? I just gave him the Batman Forever Val Kilmer high five. Like, what are you gonna do? When it comes to roadhead, it's first come, first swerve. That's what I heard. That's right. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, cum and quitting drugs has been a theme tonight. We're just a bunch of people that are addicted to things, and we like coming. Those are comedians for you, in a nutshell. My silliest moment. I got caught by an ex-girlfriend with a fleshlight. Easily the silliest way to make a girl cry, by the way. I would not recommend doing it. Big no-no. And how do you redeem yourself from a situation like that? You can't be like, baby, wait! Like, how do you? And I warmed it up in the sink for 20 minutes, so of course I finished, right? Like, I mean, you have to. I did comedy in Hawaii once, and that was a lot of fun. Hawaii was really cool. Hawaii's an interesting place, though, because it's very different. It's America, but it's very different than America in a lot of ways. There was a strip club in Hawaii, and on the marquee of the strip club, it read, "Naked Lady." As in one. As in the hardest working woman in Oahu, right? Like, are you twerking or hardly twerking, right? Like, what's going on? My favorite thing I saw in Hawaii, though, they sold condoms with Hawaiian phrases printed on them. Condoms with Hawaiian phrases. And the most common Hawaiian phrase, of course, is hang loose. They printed hang loose on a condom, sir. You don't want a condom to hang loose, right? That's how really chill babies are made. That's how... That's how you fill the world full of Tylers and Chads, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all. I went out to Hawaii. It was a fun time, but we were dealing with a tragedy at the time. My roommate had passed away 2 days before we had booked a trip to Hawaii. So like we absolutely had to go to paradise. We had no idea. Like there were non-refundable tickets to paradise basically. And my roommate passed away 2 days before we went to Hawaii. His open casket funeral was the day we got back from Hawaii. And the whole time we were thinking about him, he was in our hearts and in our minds. But I don't know if you've ever been to an open casket funeral, but when you're a pale person in life and you have an open casket funeral, they spray paint your body like it's a car in Grand Theft Auto with 5 stars. Like, he was bright orange, that's all I'm saying. So my roommate might have been in our heart and in our minds, but if you look at his body, it looked like he was there on the beach with us the whole entire time. He's got a nice base tan going. Yeah. He was interesting. He was the first and only person I ever did acid with. So I'm not entirely certain he ever truly existed at all. His family was really upset because I found his body. Like it was a fucked up scenario. I found his body, and they were worried about my mental health after going through something like this, and they told me I should probably talk to someone about it. So thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So the thing they don't tell you, comedy is a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. Like this is a great moment right now, but tomorrow I'm gonna go perform in front of a bunch of shitheads who don't care what I have to say. So it's variances, And I want to tell you about the worst time I ever had doing comedy. I was competing against 3 poets, 3 musicians, and 2 other comics. And after hearing my set, I got roasted by poets. For being sad, that's it's fucked up, right? Like that's a rock bottom moment for me, and no one should ever have to hit rock bottom to a bunch of people snapping their fingers afterwards, right? Like that. All right, thank you so much for your time, everybody.